How many of you still remember Benson Idahosa? Benson Idahosa spoke and he warned Assemblies of God Church that he saw a certain demonic activity that was going to happen, and Assemblies of God was going to have 2 general overseers. It came to pass how many years after the departing of Benson Idahosa? It came to pass. But he warned about it and pointed to the things that needed to be done at that time to avoid that thunderbolt from striking the ministry. But nothing was done. So it means that when the thing eventually came to pass, the casualties of that season of departure were needless because warning had gone ahead of them. Have you ever seen a ministry that had 2 general overseers? It happened in Nigeria. But there was extensive warning that came that would have led to the avoidance of that occurrence, but it was never attended to. I'm trying to educate you on the warning ministry that comes from the Spirit. God has a warning ministry, and the basis of God's warning ministry is that he sees the end from the beginning. He sees chaos before it finds expression. He sees doom before it comes. He sees danger before it is established. If God brings a warning, it means he is saying that there is an evil that can be averted. The spirit behind the warning is mercy. Mercy is available. I want to show you that our God is a warning God. Most of you noticed I was not in service yesterday. I need to explain my not being in service to you. 6 o'clock, 6:30. Those were the times where Satan planned to kill 2 people. My people. Because by 4 o'clock, I knew danger was coming. But you know the way that sense is, it's not a cerebral sense. So you cannot point a finger and say, okay, it's this sister, that brother, that is implicated. But as a priest, I know the sign. So even if it's church time, I will not come. Because before church ends, there'll be 2 corpses. And the devil knows my church time. One of them had died. And I went into my room and said, Lord, how many people will we bury this year? He said, okay, this one will live a year again. So I went back and said, there's life. And then subsequently life came back. And then the second one again was one of the people we ordained here. And he was cruising in his vehicle, listening to my message and cruising. The demon that collided with the car collided so intensely, and his vehicle began to somersault. By the time the guy was gotten out of the car, there was no scratch, but the car was squeezed like a cattle. That happened 6 o'clock and 6:30. Then my peace came back. Then this morning again, my peace left. I began to press again, and I pressed until 2:12. Then the wife of one of our pastors now said her husband was involved in an accident. I said, he can't die. They said they have not told her whether he's dead. I said, can't die. He now called back. I said, okay, the 2 other people in the vehicle are unconscious, but it's only her husband that is conscious. That one happened before I came here today. Do you know that these things we are teaching, they are real? Do you know that the reason why many people die is because they don't have a priest, they don't have a spiritually intelligent person that is siding them? Most deaths you see, God didn't sanction it. It's a thief that came to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So our God is a warning God. I need to tell you the truth. When I was on campus, I was not the best in terms of the anointing. There were guys with crude oil. I was just the teacher. I was the teacher of the generation. If it's the Bible, you have to consult me. I had a gift in that area. It was a strong one, a strong gift. But there were strange men. There was this guy from Koronishisha. Nobody could pray like him. We were the watchmen of the campus. We used to pray. Every single night. We had a time of prayer, and we called upon the name of the Lord. I remember one of those times, one of the sisters in our midst, so gifted in the gift of prophecy that she could speak about things not seen as yet. It's from the economy of those things that were not yet seen that she prophesied to me. And she said to me that the grace that God has put upon me is an international mantle.